Nightmares. We all have them one time or another. Everything has a dark side. Our dreams were meant to be a place of jubilation and contain our most wonderful fantasies. This is kinda like an award. Some of us work hard all day long and then come home to a nice cozy bed. Sleep by itself is a nice gift for our turmoils. But dreams make sleeping hard for us to want to wake up sometimes. But there is, of course, a dark side. There is always a dark side. Nightmares have a certain way of creeping up on us when we don't want them to. It's almost like they know. Some may say that nightmares are our own fault. Watching scary movies or reading scary stories that can fuel our nightmares. But what if there are things out there that can control our dreams? What if there are beings who can purposely give us nightmares? What if these things are trying to drive us insane, to the point where we want to sleep forever? Now is when I tell you about my nightmares. A couple of weeks ago, I started to get really into reading creepy stories. All humans have this certain want of excitement, but sometimes we take it way too far. You know what I'm talking about. Surfing videos on the internet late at night, reading scary stories, or making your own. You know how it works. You sit there, tired in front of your computer. The room is dark. The voices in your head are telling you to shut off the computer and finally get some sleep. But then it happens. You find a video that has a creepy description. Perhaps a video about a ghost encounter or a video of aliens. This is how my nightmare started. My friend Zach has a YouTube account where he plays video games and gives them commentary. You know, a let's play. But one day he decided to do something different. He narrated a story off of a website called creepypasta.com. I had heard of it somewhere. I know I have. It's hard to surf the internet for so many years and not hear about something so popular. He told a story of a man called Slender Man. Now, I had obviously heard of this character. I've seen the Marble Hornets videos and I've seen the fan art and the so-called pictures. The story was interesting, and it made me want to read more. So I did. Within a few days, I had read all the popular stories this website had to offer. Squidward's Suicide, Ben Drowned, Dead Bart, Jeff the Killer, The Tails Doll, Smile Dog, and all of the Pokemon hacks. These stories, they give you a feeling of terror. You start to notice the small things around you, all the creaks and moans. You look over your shoulder and think you see a shadow of some sort, and you say to yourself that it's nothing. You finally get the courage to go to sleep, and then you start to understand the position you just put yourself in. I understood what I was doing to myself, but I didn't stop. I saw them all. I saw all the creatures from those stories in my dreams. I saw Smile Dog trying to make me spread the word. I saw Jeff telling me to go to sleep, and Squidward staring at me with his bloodshot eyes. Jerking myself awake every time I encountered one of those freaks got old real fast. But then the nightmares began to get much more real. No longer was I imagining the characters from the stories, but now my nightmares were taking their own shape, contorting themselves to make me even more uncomfortable. One night, I was laying soundly in my bed. It was almost like an out-of-body experience. You see, I had a bird's eye view of myself, as if I was laying on the ceiling. I was laying on top of the covers, and my eyes were closed. I must note that I was not breathing. No snoring, nor indication of my stomach rising and lowering. In fact, I was utterly motionless. My room was pitch black, as it usually is when I fall asleep, but I could see myself perfectly. It's as if I had some type of night vision. But it wasn't all green like it usually is. My eyes then shot open. It startled me a bit. I just stared up at the ceiling. It seemed as if he was looking at me, like I was really on the ceiling. A drop fell. A ruby-colored drop of blood fell onto my face. Then another, and another, and another. The drops began to fall slow, but then they picked up speed, similar to when rain begins to fall. The version of myself laying on the bed begins to smile. Blood soaks his teeth and starts to drip into his eyes, but he did not blink or close his mouth. He just let the blood fall on him. Suddenly, the view switched to me being on the ceiling. Now I was the one laying in bed. On the ceiling was a bloody, mangled, wounded version of me. My eyes were missing, and my teeth were missing as well. But I had that same smile as the version of myself on the bed. My hands and legs were pinned to the ceiling, almost as if I was being crucified. Then the view began to slowly zoom onto my face. Blood still fell, and my view was being distorted. I wanted to see what was going to happen, so I tried my best to see. The view then zoomed in on my face at an alarming rate. And then, I spoke.
I am your god now.
I woke up, breathing fast and hard. I felt paralyzed, like I was stuck. I felt liquid around me. Did I really just piss the bed from this nightmare? Or was it blood? I quickly jumped up and found out that I had knocked over a cup of tea in my sleep, and I was laying in it. Sometimes when I have dreams, I feel as if the interactions with objects in the real world affect my dream. In one dream, I was being stabbed repeatedly in the arm, and I could actually kind of feel it. I awoke to my friend obnoxiously poking me in the arm with a pin. I thought that him poking me in the arm made the stabbing from the nightmare to be all the more real. Since dreams and nightmares are derived from our brains, we can experience things in our dreams that seem real. When you eat something, you can taste it. This is because you remember how the object tasted. This dream made me not want to sleep anymore that night, and so I didn't. But that wasn't the end. I had this same nightmare over and over again for a few days, happening the same way every time. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't change the dream even if I wanted to. This nightmare scared me every time. You would have think I'd gotten used to it, but I didn't. I began to think about ways I could avoid this nightmare, and this was my first thought. I can't remember having a nightmare while I was napping during the day, so my first plan was to sleep during the day and stay up during the night. Hopefully this would work. First day, no nightmare. I was relieved. I thought I had found the solution. I had no problem sleeping during the day. I didn't sleep as much as it is already. Second day, my plan failed. The same nightmare happened again, but this time, there was no smiling from the body on the ceiling. Actually, there were no emotions at all. My head was missing. More blood fell quickly this time, making the dream end faster. My body laying on the bed looked down, and my decapitated head was laying in my lap, and it was smiling. I'm pissed now. Why can't I sleep anymore? Fine, I won't. I'll stay awake. That'll work. I'll stay awake until I pass out from exhaustion. I won't encounter the nightmare unless I absolutely have to. I wrote this quite a while ago, back when the nightmares first started. It's been about a week since I decided I wasn't going to sleep. I'm so tired. I don't think I can stay awake anymore. My bed sounds so heavenly right now. I guess my plan didn't work how I thought it would. I'm going to bed now. I think I could stay up a few more hours, but I don't want to. I want to see my smile. I want to see my bloody body hang from the ceiling. It sounds so interesting to me now. Oh, how that blood felt so refreshing, cascading down my face. I have a bottle of pills, extra strength. I'm going to take them with some alcohol. I don't want to be awake anymore. I've been awake for a couple of days, and I now realize how horrifying it is. I'm seeing all those creepypasta characters in real life now. I've gone completely insane. I know they won't be there in my dream. They never were there before. I'll sleep forever, so I can smile at my God for the rest of my days. I just swallowed the pills. I'm going to have a quick drink, and then I'm going to bed. Why not join me? It will be your God soon enough.